name saves the day.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry, Adam. Every couple minutes, my Wi-Fi goes out, so it's
you're
just like a.
you're good. You're good. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was just saying Arya, Amy, Jay, new additions. Asterisk on Arya because she's kind of all over the place sometimes, but at least Amy and Jay, new additions to the Seventh Foos. Accounting for that, they lost at least one person, being Rave. I'm not sure if and Jerry, I think, or is he still on the Seventh Foos?
Jerry is now with the
Is he
2
2B?
BIR, I believe.
Yeah. So they lost Jerry and Rave, gained Arya, Amy, and Jay. So what to see what the Seven
Jay.
Foos do with that lineup.
They've also gained AGS Charles.
Which is pretty
And
fire, even though, I'm not seeing him. Who called for the 10? Who called for the 10 man? We already know the answer. It was Seven Foos. I don't have chat on, but I don't need to have chat on. They want to play 10, and they want to play Tuesday, and they want to play at 2 p.m. Well, now Auto Live was fast. Going to the first round, 0-0, of course. Already lines shifting to the wall. Seven Foos really wanted to fight on this left flank, almost avoiding contact on the right. Trades back and forth. Seven Foos up 2. Seven Foos need to hold on to this right side while the Seven Foos mows on the left. Never mind that they take their opportunity and find picks on both sides. No need to wait. Steady as she goes, 3v1, 2v1 over, holding for a 1v1 for the regroup.
And that'll be a really easy. That was an immediate first pick by the Seven Foos, and I think we should probably take a look at some of these matchups we're getting on flank. I think both of us are kind of caught a little off guard by our own auto live.
Yeah,
It's always a strong sign you want to see.
yeah.
Matt Bob and Rave on the flank against Reddish J Bacon. That's probably the matchup you want if you're the TRRB. Dux is playing edge against Russell and Aries. He's definitely got the most IQ on that flank. He's paired with Section and Chrome at the 3. So they're definitely trying to get mileage out of that. The Sun Foos are going to be they're going to be shifting that side the entire game to try and mitigate that as much as they can.
Yeah, as they should. I mean, taking any flank where Reddish is to the wall in hopes of kind of making the contact as awkward as possible. If not taking contact at all is a good strategy. Obviously, instead of just pushing in normal fashion, the Seven Foos will stretch in hopes that the enemy makes mistakes. We'll see if they looks like they might be going for that again, following Matt Bob and his Matt Bobbage all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, last round and then this round, it's immediately at the wall. We're fighting in 1/5 of the total map right now.
Yeah, I don't even know if this is shifting anymore. They're kind of, this is like NWL style group fighting. They left face and just sprinted to the wall, and now they're formed up against the imaginary wall. Seven Foos up big. A lot versus a little for radio. And now into the hands of Rave. R versus R, Reddish and Rave.
I think it's been incredibly confidence-inspiring rounds from the Seven Foos here. I think they're absolutely making sure Matt Bob gets no mileage. And Matt Bob has looked like a fool as Jay has just ran him down. And then on the other side, Rave didn't get any impact on the round. It's over looking at Section top fragging for the TRRB, which is probably not the sign you want to see going into this. I'd want to see the TRRB not get dragged off to the wall here. That's clearly not to their advantage. They need to kind of have the agency to actually make some plays here. And if they follow the Seven Foos, I think it's not going to work. I want to see a counter shift to the opposite side. And I know you have to tell Map Up to kite, but if you're not going to play to win, you're not going to play to win, right?
Yeah, I would like to see. I think it's okay for the map bob to do the map bob thing, but it can't be where it's happening right now because it's not having the effect they want. I'd really like to see Chrome play against this flank because I think he's self-proclaimed pretty good at playing against this style of like Reddish J flank where they're fast but it's not a ton of pressure.
Who is cooked by problem number 2? Is that dude on the roster? Soft.
4-letter name, don't fail me. I will demote your ass. I'll put a 5th letter in your name. 7 Fusto up 3v1, 3v1, and 3v1. No TKs in any of them. Almost a flawless round, aside from Hotspot. You know it's a good round when a high tier player like, Hotspot can die. I don't know how early that was, but can die at all, and you still win. Another really convincing win by the 7 Foos TRB. Need to maybe figure something out. It is a little bit early. Maybe they don't want to switch things up. Although, as I say that, they have swapped the 3. As we scurry to figure out who Who is cooked by problem number 2? What's the ping on that one? 50. I bet it's Crack God? Question mark? That's definitely a Crack God name,
It's
surely.
Enderpuff. It's Enderpuff.
Oh yeah, I didn't see him. True. What a goofball. Alright, we've swapped the flanks. Let's see if they're interested in going to the wall. TRRB not as aggressively going to the wall, opting for the rotate instead.
They've already swapped the flank here. It's section and ducks on it, and they'll do no better. No, this is piecemeal. It's nothing. They have Bacon playing 4.
7 Foos with another dominant round. A lot versus a little. Hotspot being the only one to die again, but this time it looks like by the hand of his own teammate because he did not gain a death. If you're only losing players to TKs and you're up 4-0, it's a good day. You're having a good first game, especially against what should be a competitive reg in the TRRB. However, I did kind of give them some credit for practice and say that maybe it shouldn't matter for them, but hey, this is their first official RGL match with such a stacked roster, so they've got some growing to do, some growing room to have potentially.
No, I mean, some boozes looked almost flawless in these first 4 rounds. I think TRB. I think Ducks looks a little too cocky on the flank. He's trying to like go for these insane plays when he hasn't played, an NARGL match in God knows how long, right? On 120 ping, you're not going to be able to pull off the crazy U scrims maneuver on Reddish J Bacon.
Yeah, and playing that aggressive too is pretty dangerous into this like you don't want to go into the side that's shifting into you. They want you to lunge into them, like they want you to go in and then they get the free up down after. We'll see though. One pick for
This
each
looks
now.
so disjointed right now on so many levels. This is an open melee regroup drill and a half.
Yeah, it starts off with that super
What was that
fast
TK?
paced shifting. It was by the 7 Foos. Of course it was. TRB though with a chance to win this round even. They would like to kill that one.
They have to up down Bacon now. No.
Back into shifting in the 5v5 and rotating.
Oh, this is
Trading picks. 2-2v1s. TRB finished their open melee first though. 3v2 now. Hotspot and Bacon.
someone's gonna get picked here. Who's it gonna be?
TRB just need to play for the not getting up down here. And then hopefully they get a free kill after.
Someone's gonna get straight stabbed here, man.
Oh. Crum with a risky lunge.
There we go.
Oh, 2 people just get straight stab. Crum in section dying in their 2v1.
Imagine being Chrome right now, man. I would be so mad, bro.
Massive improvement numbers-wise for the TRRB, okay? We just had to motivate them a little bit, say they needed to grow into the boots that they need to fill with their really strong roster. And hey, it was a 3v2. They kind of tossed it a little bit. That was a little shaky 3v2. We'd like to see some more patience out of them, I think, and more blocking. However, improvement. 5-0. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. How much do you want to chalk up to this being the TRB not playing well, or the 7 Foos playing very well?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it can be hard, even if you do have such a strong roster. If you're not practicing against what the 7 Foos is bringing, I mean, they have this uber stacked left side, and they are just, I mean, they are gunning it. I mean, there's not a lot of pushes like this. Like, when you have to rotate like this to get away from the push, it is scary, and it's hard to play against, so. We'll just have to see the TRB. As I say that, section finding the first pick on the pushing.
Does not answer the question. That was crazy.
I'm sorry. I'm in streamer yap mode. You'll have to forgive me. TRB with a couple 2v1s.
This should be a TRB round. They have the numbers here. Oh, Rave, that was smooth, man.
Yep. Rave with a nice turnaround on Arya. 2 3v1s for the TRB. Let's keep it clean, guys. Show us you deserve the comeback. Reddish finding a hit in that 3v1.
And they're on the board. And now some foods have to ask what went wrong that round.
Well, you see.
What do you think, Amit? What went wrong that round?
Oopsies.
See? He can leave you hanging too. No, it's good. If we look at the scoreboard, I think Chrome has finally found some impact. I didn't see the first pick, so I couldn't tell you what actually happened. I was watching the other side of the field. But I think it's good that TRB were able to kite that far back enough to where they were able to get some pretty good activity in and turn that round into something that was very easily converted.
Yep. Milkman, by the way, leading the way in kills. Not by much, though. Arya, Amy, somehow 7-1 with a 0.6 impact, but Milkman at the top, 9-2. Looking really strong.
He's in this mid against the Rooster Polish Rufus pocket here.
A lot of shifting
Look
going
how
on, and then
spread
we
out this is.
then we just instantly break into 2 separate group fights.
This
One
feels like
almost
that.
perpendicular to the other.
You remember that Seven Foods group fight from last RGL where they were like splitting up every single time? Feels like that, but now it's the tier. But now it's the who's even splitting this, man? We're 6 rounds in. I have so many questions.
Yeah, well, we'll break it down after this round. We'll break it down. 5v6, 7 Foos. Up 1. They're shifting towards the side that the 7 Foos is up
Oh, that's
on,
beautiful.
delaying it though. Oh, Ray finding that early pick, getting caught in Feint City though, not paying attention to his block. 3v4 still. 3v3. Don't sell our backs, guys.
It's the drop block from Rufus that's gonna nail this round down.
Yeah, Mapbob holding the 2 and the 2v1 though, managing to
Oh, they
escape.
have a rotate here.
Oh!
No!
That range was
No!
kind of incredible. I felt like, for me, Reddish was not on that stab. I thought Chrome had the time. Chrome shouldn't go for that regroup anyways, because Mapbob has first regroup, but that did look a little sketchy.
I don't know, man. That was Reddish as a player, just showing, just flexing some muscles, man. That was ridiculous. He turned that from a scary situation into one that was absolutely neutered. No,
We've
to
had a
go
couple
back to it,
close
Adam.
rounds.
Who do you think is like Seven Foods are the ones stretching this? If I'm not, if I'm the tier B, I feel like stretching with them is just not the right play. I feel like you literally just say we don't have to go man for man here. We just play for space. We just absolutely just destroy the side of the line that isn't the stack side, and then we just play an advantageous regroup.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly has to be happening somewhere in mid. I mean, the 7 Foos are not exactly lining up with
Like right now, if I'm
picture
Ender
perfect
Puff, I cut
spacing,
right.
but radioactive goat milk. As you said that, I thought that was who you were talking about, but he did literally what you said. 7 Foos winning one side, even on the other side. TRRB need to find some kills here if they want a chance. And find some kills they shall. Rave getting caught in the regroup there, not looking at his orbit cam properly. TRRB up the 1 in the regroup. Really close regroups so far. Let's see if TRRB can be patient in this one and find the win. They need to push that left.
This needs to be their round.
Yep, they need to stay out of range on this right side. I'm not sure why they're playing so close. Getting picked on their
Oh, that was
upside.
good up down. Just got the hit.
Oh, 7 Foos just
and
finding
it's
2
all
picks when
Amy
they're
in the
down
open
1.
melee.
Yeah, literally.
Oh
3
my
for
god.
Amy. It's brutal. It really is brutal. The announcer said it
That is
best.
disgusting. Oh my.
Man, you hate to see it. A 5v4 and the 7 Foos only lose 1 on that regroup. I keep wanting to say, because Amy's name is now Aurora, I want to say Aria every time I start to say their name. Like,
there's something about that type of person that loves changing names. You know what I'm saying?
No comment.
7 Foos members.
7 Foos members, right.
Of course. Yeah.
Amy now 14-2, recovering that 0.6 impact from the 7-1, dying one more time, literally just doubling the KD, but now with a 1.72 impact. No one really standing out for the TRRB. Chrome with a nice impact considering he's 7-7, but we're gonna need to see some more out of these star individuals from the 7 Foos in these up open melees that they've been presented with at least twice now, if not 3 times. If we want to see some standouts on their side, right now they are letting these crucial rounds slip, and they're getting into that territory where the 7 Foos will be at double digits, and the TRRB are really far from that as of currently.
No, I think it's absolutely a story of a lot of the guys that you needed to show up and play good RGL performances here are not right now in the TRB. And whether that's just like a first game type of thing, whether it's Simfoo's being this absolute titan of a team, or whether it's just an off day for him, guys like Ducks have a couple too many hours to be going 1-8, right? Guys like Radioactive Goat Milk have been way too active. Rufus is holding his own. Matt Bob 0-8 is absolutely just. If you're trying to get the Matt Bob name redeemed, this is not the way to go about it.
Yeah, we'll have to pay attention this round. Ryan pointed out that the 7 Foos kite is not near as fast as the push. Although now, as we say that, they turn around and run, but TRB Rave finds a pick immediately.
Out of a timeout? That's so devious, bro. I love that.
Yeah, they just diagonally sprint to cut them off, like pre the kite even starting, and it is paying off for them really well right now.
Matt Bob on
2v1s.
This should be TRB all day. You just block a couple times, and this round is yours.
Yep, TRB need to be careful with this regroup though. They're asking for some backstabs going into this 4v3.
Oh no, what is this? No, you need to stay alive here. That's okay. Map up just gambles.
Yep, that worked out well for them, but that 4v3 could have been really disastrous. I mean, for them, they had 4 people chasing 2 and then 2 coming in behind them. Or I'm sorry, 4 people chasing 1 and 2 coming in behind them, and 1 backstab, it's even, and then the round is throwable because their other teammates were in the middle of the map. I would have just liked a full regroup there, 7 versus 5 or whatever it would have been, or 4, and played safe, guys. That's why we're losing open melees down. Open melees, you guys are getting picks off the line, but we got to tighten up the open.
In defense, it's kind of the TRB way to just go for that X factor, but I obviously agree with you. I think that call off of the timeout was very solid. That was a very educated timeout, a good place to take it. And Rave didn't even live that round long. He spearheaded that push in. He divided them up and got his team the kills. That was not a selfish play from Rave.
Yep. I mean that's the highest value timeout you can ask for. You stop the momentum in games, gain some of your own, and then he gets straight stabbed the first round. He's overheating a little bit. Let's see if TRB
we have
can
map
take
up
that
going
forward
on a far
momentum.
flank.
Yeah.
You need this up down if you're Rooster. Nope. Jay just gets out.
7fu's definitely up here playing it slow. They're playing it by the book. They're not going in like crazy. They're just dissecting them.
And immediately. All that momentum crushed in the palm of a hand, man. And the worst part is that if you're playing a pickup, right, most people aren't hard sweating their mechanics, but you can't make mistakes against the 7fus. And I don't mean like, oh, well, I side blocked or oh, I should have regrouped there. It's the smallest things. It's mistiming your up down a little bit. So their 7th best player perfectly hits an up down block. That you don't have a margin for error against this team. You have it against maybe a couple guys on that lineup. Singling him out. But but most of these players you can't give an inch and you can't miss that up down. You hit that up down, it's now it's a 1-man differential. You have something to do. And then you squander the up down and you get numbers converted on. And
let's see what happens. 7fu's answering back what could have been a really momentous timeout with Rave getting immediately picked the next round. Looks like we're playing a little bit slower this round though. 7fu's with the first pick. 7fu's with the first 3 picks. TRB answers back. Yeah, it's 7fu's. It's red. It's all over my screen.
Black wave. O-block coming in.
Matt Bob Last alive. He's dancing. He's the dancing queen. Oh, excuse me. I was going to 9 versus 2 as we head into round 12. It is not looking good for the 7fus. It is depressing. 2-9 is already depressing, but once that number is double digits versus your 2 rounds, 2 to 10, if the TRRB are not, their mentals are not already crushed, they will be feeling it next round. We'll have to see how they adjust.
It's just way too little output out of half of their line, man. This is, I say this as someone who obviously cares about the scene, but the TRRB were looking so strong this preseason, man. They're looking dominant. They're looking confident. They're full of the exaggerated swagger of a Holdfast regiment. And and look how the 7fus are lined up.
Yeah,
man.
We're seeing some shenanigans right now. The 7fus line up over there. The TRRB start to answer and then say, "Nuh-uh."
What is this?
This is like pre-rotation. They're just setting themselves up for it.
What is this?
Oh, TRRB getting first clash to one left. If they get these picks here, we need to keep kiting the right, TRRB. When you're getting picks on left, you don't need to fight the right. Someone's going to yell at you for this later. They're going to watch the VOD.
3? Oh, 2 back. Oh, no. 7fus are bringing this back.
Even. Oh, I'm sorry. TRRB up 1, actually.
Oh, and
getting 2 picks right at the rip. 3 picks. Well done.
That's section impact.
Reddish finding 1. Jay stuck in a 4v1, though. Ooh, Reddish with the nice timing on ducks. 4v1.
What are the odds Reddish wins this?
Really low, but never impossible because it is Reddish.
No, that was a very, very, very good round from the TRRB. I really liked most of it. It was immediate first picks, and then it got a little messy in the middle, but they managed to convert it out. They didn't surrender the first picks back, and they convert those numbers all the way through the round. Textbook.
Yeah, you love to see it. We talked about their mental maybe being hurt a little bit last round, but I mean, if it's not clear already, they're kind of having fun with it. If they're not just saying "fuck you" to the 7fus for lining up and not in the center of the group fight. They're saying, "Nuh-uh, we don't care what the score is. We're doing this shit. We're going over here. You're playing over there, and we're gonna win the fucking round." So we like to see it. Hopefully, that voice call is talkative and enjoyable. I'm yapping.
That's more than fine. If you're a TRRB, I think you probably appreciate some yapping right now.
Rave fishing for a pick as usual. He does not fear for his life. Getting some nice blocks. Lots of stabs going off. Finally, some kills. 3 for the 7 Fus, though. Oh, that one of those is a TK, actually. 7 Fus
This
up.
is all regroups right now. You need to get some regroups in here.
Yeah, it's not looking good for TRRB. They need to find some picks here. Finding a nice up-down 2v3. They needed to win that 2v3 if this round was going to be looking good, but now not so much. 1v3 and 1v2. Dux goes down. And Rave goes down. Rave and whoever that was with him hit a nice
Polish.
up-down, and then...
I was gonna say the same thing, man. Polish and Rave had some really good synergy there. That was really well drilled, really well intuitive. It was just unfortunately not enough. And
Yeah.
that was a strong start, strong regroup, and then all the individual duels. The worst part about fighting the 7 Fus is the fact that if you separate into 10 duels, you're going to lose a majority of them. This is the best mechanical roster in the league. Hands down.
Yeah.
2B have some really good blockers. I'm not sure how their game is doing right now. But I think the 7 Fus roster, you can't go one-on-one with them. You have to take them out of their comfort zone. You can't just play them in their system. And I think TRRB have tried to disrupt that a couple times, but a lot of these rounds have kind of petered away into the exact thing they love.
Here we go. Nothing new. 7 Fus pushing their left. TRRB pushing theirs. Raven a new spot in the mid fishing. Chrome with the first pick. 7 Fus answers back though. TRRB with 2. 7 Fus with 1. TRRB with many though. Up a lot.
Rufus needs to stay alive here.
4v1 and 4v1. Now an 8v1.
I saw Rave lunge at the start of the round, but he didn't get kills. Where did those kills happen?
Yeah, so if you usually when you pay attention to where Rave is, and this is just his play style, he throws that kind of Star Blazer old school fishing stab that
Bait stab.
Exactly, yeah. Sometimes it gets the kill because they're not expecting it, but that's not really the point. The point is you throw the stab, and they're doing the what they call the piston and plungering now. Rave throws the stab, he looks kind of vulnerable, and then someone, boom, comes from the side and takes him out. And if not, Rave's gambling anyways because he's safe because his teammates are throwing the piston stab. He's plunging, and then he's turns into the piston after his teammates piston for him because then they're the plunger. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'm really glad I have a full comprehension of this analogy.
I'll tell you when you're older. It's a mid-player thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
TRP running away from this right side, trying to avoid contact as they should be. Raven Polish still fishing. TRB up big on this left side and the right side, winning everywhere actually.
Pick so hard they made Adam stutter. That's crazy.
There was just too many at once. I got short-circuited. The AI bot couldn't send data quickly enough.
I thought he was about to imply that they were getting jiggy with each other with those fists.
That's exactly why I stopped myself.
But those are not the kinds of things we say on stream.
Yeah, I started and I was unintentionally. I couldn't help myself.
I think this is a really good timeout from 7 Fus. They've lost 2 in the row, and they weren't fluke rounds necessarily. I think those are pretty good victories that I think the 7 Fus are going to have to address. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, though. Referee discussion. 2BIR 15-1 to 77th. There goes the score report.
The fire emoji. 5-10. The game, listen, before, I don't want to say the game's competitive now. Like, has been some absolute stomp rounds from the 7 Fus, but TRRB have had opportunities to win at least 2, if not 3 other rounds. So the fact that it still seems competitive now, even though it is 5-10, is not surprising at all. They took a couple rounds back.
Right now.
Exactly, yeah. And so I think that hopefully is they're telling themselves that, and they know, like, hey, we're just making mistakes, keep our head in the game, and they're winning rounds now. They're still playing strong in the mid and on the flank. By the way, finally, granted, the whole TRRB kind of has to play as a team now to make these rounds happen, but Chrome's standing out. 17 and 11, 1.45. Rave also with a respectable impact as well. Obviously, his stats just don't look insane because they're losing by 5 rounds. But his impact does not go unnoticed. We can see him fishing and stabs picks happening because of that fishing as a result.
Well, I mean, there's certain guys on the 7 Fus roster that like taking risks. And I think the TRRB love to kind of meet them halfway and say, we'll take it. And I think that's where they're going to find a lot of mileage here.
Continuing the same push after the timeout. We'll have to see if this changes if the TRRB won a few rounds here. TRRB with the first pick.
Oh my god.
First 2 picks. Cooked by problem number 2. TRRB need to finish this 3v1 so they can regroup. Good
That was
regroup.
a bottom 1 ever decision from Matt Bob to just go behind enemy lines there.
Oh. Enderpuff causing problems in that 3v1. I don't think he knew where he was, but the 7 Foos didn't know where he was either, so he just jumped around, up and down blocked, and he didn't get killed, and he either caused a TK or he got a kill there. I'm not sure. Or maybe someone got stabbed in the back as a result.
Luckily, I'm sure nobody in the TRRB called that. It was not planned. It was just a TRRB thing. That's what a lot of their players will just do. They thrive in that type of chaos. And that's the type of chaos that I think will clash with the 7 Foos' order here.
Yeah, that round worked out really well for them. TRRB finding the first 2 picks, and then someone from 7 Foos got caught in a mid dive, maybe for a refrag or something like that, and TRRB took their time, got the 3v1, regrouped, and they looked good in open melee. We're not seeing that same rushed, impatient, scuffed open melee in the beginning there. They're taking their time after these line picks, which is what we like to see.
Well, I mean, the TRB hitting Rufus onto Jay is just exactly what you want to see.
They're spinning the other way, Va. They're going the other way.
Uh-oh.
I called it. It wasn't right after the timeout, but now the side that the TRB wanted to be pushing is kiting.
Oh. Section, it's a nice clothesline there.
Yep, 7 Foos with the first pick, but and then they find the up down after baiting the stabs in. They're looking so good on the side.
This is so chaotic.
The reverse rotation was no match for the TRRB. They're doing it right now. They're looking so good.
This
7 versus 2.
Re-energized. This looks exactly like we
2.
didn't see earlier, man.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally looking like the 7 Foos in reverse. Like the 7 Foos rounds were arguably a little bit more dominant, but these rounds feel almost equally unwinnable regardless of the numbers advantages that the 7 Foos had in earlier rounds.
No, I mean, I think it's just all momentum from these teams, right? It's so easy to get down when you're losing, and the TRRB they've managed to haul themselves out of that dump, out of that rut with some aggression, and they've been rewarded from it. I think the 7 Foos got a little complacent, and they've been punched in the face, and now have to respect the TRRB where they weren't before.
Yep, TRRB scoreboard's going up. We're seeing right now, I mean, Aurora, Amy, and Reddish at the top by a lot from their team. So things have really kind of fallen off, like you said. They're falling asleep. They need to wake up. Otherwise, this is going to look like a hell of a comeback from the TRRB, which can be mental shattering for the rest of your season.
Yes, it can.
Still shifting in the same way as we did last round. Section finding another first pick. Trading picks, TRRB up 2.
This is all the regroup. This needs to be a regroup quick for both of these teams.
TRRB have 2 up. They don't have 2 up downs.
You watch Section and Chrome just split.
TRRB not opting for the full regroup here. They're going right into that 5v2 instead of waiting for the 7. Can't blame them. I blame them too much. They're feeling good right now. Section with the first pick 2 rounds in a row now. If not, you've been saying his name a lot. His stats don't look insane, but it seems like he's been having some really impactful picks. I mean, at least the last round we've seen Section first pick. I don't know if they were onto the same person, but he has an eye for it right now, and it just really opens the TRRB up to win that open melee.
Well, I think it's not even volume from Section. Both him and Rufus are hitting some really, really impactful frags in that connector and flank area, and that's exactly where they're needed.
Right.
They're not crazy hits, and I think TRRB have preemptively flank swapped. Am I right?
It's a good question. I have not been paying very much attention to the line.
I'm pretty sure they just did, because I'm pretty sure they had Section on their last round. And Russell now has to choose whether to ignore or follow Map. Oh my god.
Mapbob's doing that thing that he did in that one RGL. He just ran from one side of the flank to the other and said touchdown.
Touchdown.
TRRB with 2 picks. 7 Foos answering back with 4 picks though. They don't care that Mapbob just ran behind their whole line. They said fuck you and mowed the side that he ran from. A lot versus a little. 7v2. Oh my gosh.
In hindsight, the worst thing about that is the fact that he got no mileage out of the entire team's backs.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't
Like-
even like. Did he faint or anything? I mean, I'm surprised
that
no one in
was-
Seven Foos is saying behind. Like they didn't even turn around.
They did. I think it was VG and Mid who turned around. It was either VG or like Milkman who turned around to try and like catch him. Like I'm sure they were all yelling Map Bob behind. Like there's no way going into this match they weren't ready for exactly that, right?
Oh, I
But,
see. So it wasn't someone from flank who was following him. It was someone from mid. I must have missed that.
Yeah, well, they were all aware of it, and none of them turned until he was around to the mid area. I imagine they were all probably like orbit camming, just like wary of it. And then Map Bob goes around the entire backs, doesn't try and like wrangle the prio, and the prio is the one thing you need to get mileage out of that, right?
Yeah.
And he gets to the entire side, and if I'm the TRB, I'm stunned that whole round too.
Yeah. You could almost. Yeah, we'll talk about it next round. Back into the rotations. Oh wait, we're not rotating.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what to say. We're just kind of
We're
This is
playing
like
conventional round of group fighting.
conventional round of group fighting. Map up with the first pick with conventional round of group fighting. That's never something I thought I'd
Oh,
come out of my mouth.
there.
TRB up big in the
Okay.
mid.
They need to keep these numbers. Last thing they need is little trickles of bodies.
Yep, up big everywhere. As you say that, 3 people run in one direction and 4 people run into the other. They're just running back and forth in mid. They don't know where to regroup. Who is
This
IGLing
would-
this fucking team? You're pissing me off.
I would be doxxed for this. Like,
Someone get Starblazer in their fucking voice call. Somebody. Like, what is this shit, guys? I mean, it's
I would
11 to
just
9. You're
put
having
bomb
the
in my nose.
comeback of a century, but 6 of you are in mid. 4 of you go in one direction. 2 of you go in the other. Get your heads on straight, and you have an easy match. I'm not biased. It's just frustrating, guys. You guys are good, but be better. You're pissing me off.
this is
The G League habits rear their head.
Literally. I thought, guys, G League is over. The All-Stars match happened, and fucking one of you were in it. That being
No, it's-
Los, of course. But
it's
he's in that weird Venn diagram of G League and A League.
all right, Adam. Question time.
Mhm.
What do you think this 7 Foods timeout is consisting of?
Guys, we only rotated the line 15 degrees that round. We need at least 150, optimally 360. Also, running at the wall, favorable. That's what I'm saying if I'm in the 7 Foos, because that's what they were doing when they were shit-stomping the TRRB, and now they stopped, and they're losing, even if that was only for 1 round.
Well, I think like, the first thing that comes to mind for a lot of people is blame the bottom fraggers, but the 7 Foods guys at the bottom are not doing it by such an amount that I think you would really hold it against them here.
Mhm.
I mean, the TRB have guys that are just as underperforming, you would say.
If
I
not
think
more,
it
the
has to
TRB
be-
scoreboard looks worse on the bottom 3.
I think the second the TRB get those initial picks, the 7 Foods just crumble. I think that the second they get punched in the face, the plan stops existing. To quote
Bother
that one
stream
guy.
sniping. 180 degrees already. We're already at 150, but 180 now. Rave fishing.
Oh,
Oh, Polish
picked
getting
like
picked,
cotton.
though. Rave finding a counter pick, though. With a 1v1 going in the background. You'll never guess who that probably is back there.
I have a guess.
Oh, Mapbob feigning the backstab. Just stab him in the back, Mapbob.
No,
sorry.
this is so disjointed now.
7 Foos chasing a 2v1
This-
into the regroup. This could be round
Oh,
ending
that
for
was
the
a good
TRB.
range.
Yeah, never mind, though. Fucking
If
two
TRB
picks right
emerge
off the rip.
unscathed here, this round is winnable. They need to hit this clean. They have the up downs. Oh,
Yeah, losing
hell?
1, but getting 2 picks as a result, assuming this guy dies.
this should have been a
Reddish
7
finding
Foods
the
round.
range, though. There should be TRB still. 7 Reddish with an awkward regroup
This
here.
is unthrowable.
Oh. Wooster gambling the
No.
backstab. Reddish finding the kill in the 1v1. Why are we
No.
kicking in a 1v2 lock in? He lives. Oh my gosh, Rave goes for the kick in the 1v2, blocks the
Oh,
2v1. Milkman, Enderpuff in section. This is battle of the mid tiers. It's not the bottom 3 guys, it's the mid tiers. Prove your worth. Milkman going for a nice fake target swap. There's a straight stab after the block. Goes for a block up down section. Aiming his stab just right. 10 to 11. TRRB are so close to tying the match. Ryan said it so eloquently. Who wants to lose the round the fucking most? Slightly paraphrase. I added a fucking, because what the fuck was that open melee? Aurora at the top of the scoreboard. Chrome and Rave both with 20 kills now. TRRB with the highest impact player in the game. Although 7 Foos top 2, a lot closer together near that 1.7 mark. Kind of.
I think Rave might be listening to the stream.
You think?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
Typed in chat. Tempo setting kick.
Goes for the kick, blocks the up down. That could be clip of the week.
Yeah.
You guys don't know about that though. Shushing emoji. We're still rotating. 7 Foos, by the way, rotating, losing that last round, rotating this round.
Map up
even
now is a
though
1v2. Just get stabbed in the back.
7 Foos
No
with some
Versailles.
picks. TRRB also with some picks
Need this
though.
up down on Amy now. Oh, Amy's away.
Battle
You
of
have
the
to
regroups.
tilt in. Uh-oh. Nope. Not fast enough. And whatever they talked about in that timeout took a round, but I think TRB are now staring a necessity of a timeout here.
12-10. Man, what a match, by the way. It was 2-10. Not that long ago. I guess it was a lot of rounds ago, but now we are 12-10. TRB.
Got a special request in the chat from Gustav there. Adam, do we take special requests?
It depends on what the special request is. What is... Oh.
I assumed you were looking at it.
Can we please... Wait, hold on. Got to update the score. At Adam the Meta. Can we please be family friendly? I'm watching with my kids and your language is quite inflammatory. Oh, you're so lucky the round is starting. I'll give you my mind next round.
What a great round we're watching. Isn't that right, fellow commentator?
I agree. This round is quite...
Frown emoji.
That's all I got. It's quite
Oh.
TRB with 3 picks, 7 Foos with 1.
TRB have 1 right. This regroup needs to come in now. You can't die here.
Holy flip,
Go behind
TRB
you.
finish a 3v1
Ducks, don't
fighting
die.
a 2v1.
You're dead.
Oh my flipping goodness, the TRB are up a lot this round. They better flip and block or I'm going to be really fudging angry. 2 3v1s executed perfectly, 11-12. Was that a timeout?
It never...
Last round?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, I thought they
No,
took
they
the
just did
timeout,
that.
and then I've chat off, and I was reading the thing.
Call
I
me...
was-
Am I... It doesn't look like the TRB are winning a round until you see that they're like 7 men up and it's 7v2.
I agree.
It never looks like it.
And even if it did look like it, I wouldn't believe it because of how hard they are trying to throw this open melee. Like they literally look both ways. They see cars coming and they walk into the middle of the road, even though the little walking symbol on the crossing sign is a stopping hand. It's not the walking guy. They just like getting hit by cars for some flippin' reason. Excuse my language.
It's constantly playing with fire, and you're either winning big or you're bottoming out.
Yeah, they are looking quite good off of line though. They're finding a lot of these early picks, which makes it so that it is a lot harder for them to throw this open melee.
Just leaving Enderpuff to die here.
7 Foos with 2 picks.
That's
3
piece. No
4
soda.
5 6 7 8. Do they get the flawless 9 kills?
Nope. Milkman's died already.
Oh shoot! Was that TK? Of course it was. You know, another one of their flawless rounds got ruined by a TK. It was on Hotspot though.
I'm pretty sure it was Milkman who ruined Hotspot last time, so I think this is some like
It's poetic.
cosmic justice here.
Yeah.
No. Sweeping your opponent is pretty rude, Adam.
Well,
some foods are a class act. They wouldn't do that. These two regiments love and respect each other, so they would never do such a thing.
Obligatory update my score whenever I realize that I am off by at least 2 rounds. Doing it now, 13-11.
I feel like you have to take this time out at some point, man. It's sitting there. What?
It's certainly up to whoever is reading the room in that call. I don't know if it's going to be Rave or Section or whoever is making that sort of call. But if they're feeling good, I mean, if they're making calls and it's energetic, why stop it? I mean, they made a lot of in terms of round runs. They're looking really good right now for the last. I think 15.
It's not for you. It's to just ice the 7 Foos out a little bit. Like right now, they're winning the rounds they need to. Unless someone wins a heroic thing, the TRB aren't winning theirs.
Rave looking for Section with another impactful first pick, and then he gets traded back with a straight stab.
That's the most Section thing I've ever seen. Oh my god.
TRB still up 1 though. Forming the ball of death in mid.
Rave, that was not what you needed.
Not a TK.
Oh man. What?
6v1. Rave goes down 11-14 match point. Section Okay, we need the timeout. I take back everything I said. We need the timeout. Whatever makes it so that section gets the first pick and doesn't die to a straight stab. I mean, talk about impactful kills. I mean, we talk about them needing a timeout, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna look so good. You know, they're feeling good. Like I said, they don't need a timeout. Section gets the first pick. They can just rotate and find free up downs, and we're straight stabbed with
There
no
we go.
with no
We
risk
get
of other
the
stabs in
timeout.
sight.
I mean, here's the thing, right? You have Section, a guy who's been kind of lambasted for being a little washed, pretty poor on the mechanical side for guys who play it, the first 3 in. He's reading these guys very well and getting very impactful kills. If he just hits the follow-up block, you're keeping that advantage. Instead, he gets traded back, and now you're thrown back into chaos. Who's come back on top. You need 4 rounds here at the TRRB, and you can make next to no errors. Rave TKs in that open. Section doesn't hit the block. I'm sure there are more I didn't see, but it it has to go so right for the TRRB, and it just needs to not go wrong for the 7 Foos, is what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like a classic case of loss in the sauce. I mean, he finds that first pick. There's only one guy in front of him. There's no up down in sight, but sometimes you just get overstimulated. You let go of your RMB because you think somehow someone from Narnia is going to cross-continental target swap you through the Narnia Lion portal thing, but it just wasn't there. You know, he just has to lock in, take a deep breath, hit that block, boom, free kill after. Bacon gives up stab prio, free kill. Lock in, TRB, you need 4 rounds. This is not an impossible comeback, I know, because the ROW team did one of these just this past weekend. So, I don't mean to brag. The rest of the world. TRB looking at... Oh, Rave with an insane stab bug. Not an intentional one, of course. I'm so mad, though, if that happens to me. 7 Foos up. Doesn't matter. That Rave got the first pick.
Oh, this is competitive, but TRB have to hit some blocks here, man.
Yep. Oh, Chrome finding 2. Chrome and problem number 2. Finding picks there. We need to see this TRB 1v1 drag out or regroup somehow. Not the TK and the 4v1, guys. You needed that. It would be at worst a 4v5.
I'm molding, man.
I mean, Mapbob finds the kill, but just releasing his stab far too early.
There's no way Rooster lives here.
Wooster is playing this 5v1 like a god right now. Dodging the up down again. His teammates did not hold up, though. Imagine Sorry, 4v1 is winnable. Reddish is holding the dead body in case he gets rezzed by an admin. 11 to 15, that's match. Imagine TRB. We're talking about you guys throwing an open melee. Imagine if you just don't TK in the 4v1 when Wooster is having the sorry, Kusta, the gosh darn 5v1 hold of his life, looking like Zoft over there, dodging the up downs, not only blocking them, dodging them so they can't even happen, and we throw the round.